journey of discovery. I'm finding you, finding me. Now that I have someone special.
Welcome back to How I Met Your Auntie.
Hey, y'all.
How are you guys doing?
Did they respond back to us?
No, they never do. It's fine. It's okay. How are we meeting today?
I'm eating good. I'm doing pretty good today.
Good? Okay.
I'm doing well. So everything's good with me. How about you? How are you meeting today?
I'd say the same. I'm doing well today. It was a good week.
Okay.
Good weekend. So I'm doing good.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yes. So the episode today, obviously you see we have our pink on. October, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, as well as just healthcare, mind, body, soul care, all in general, taking care of yourself. The soft life doesn't mean that you forget to take care of your physical body.
That's true.
Things that are a little hard.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like you said, it's October. We're celebrating people when it comes to breast cancer awareness. I know we have people in our lives that's gone through it and everything. So, this is just a time to just reflect on our family members, our friends and loved ones. And then, like you said, just self-care and taking care of ourselves and advocating for ourselves as well.
Yes, that's a big one, advocating for yourself. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's, we go in, we have doctor's appointments, and sometimes we're not listened to. Or sometimes we're not heard, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So
yeah, especially as Black women.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's very important to try to advocate for yourself, which sometimes can be a little difficult because you kind of feel like they're against you. Sometimes they'll tell you, oh, it's just stress, or oh, you're too young, or whatever they're saying, and you kind of feel defeated. I know for me, I've been going through some things, and I just feel like I'm so defeated with like trying to explain what I'm going through. And doctors aren't listening, or they're telling me, oh, it's just this, or it couldn't be this, it couldn't be that. And it's not like you want to hear bad news, but you do want people to listen to you and understand, like try to take the effort, do some research. Just because it's not coming up in your Dr. Google database don't mean it can't happen.
Right. No, that's true, because sometimes like we're thinking, okay, these are doctors, they should know more. Yeah. But like we're saying, you have to advocate for yourself. You have to protect yourself. You come number one in your life, because doctors, they're taking care of everybody, right? So at a certain point, if something doesn't feel right to you, go with your gut or whatever. So you may have to switch up doctors. You may have have to have second opinions. And then we know when it comes to money and insurance and things like that, you're like, I don't feel like paying for this. I don't feel like dealing with this. This is money coming out of my pocket. But at the end of the day, the life you save may be your own.
Right.
So.
Right. Even if you sometimes they take you a little more serious when you come in with a list, or you want things notated. When they say, oh, we're not going to do X, Y, and Z, can you note that on my record? Like, or you come in with a list of your symptoms, and you need to start taking lists of whatever is going on with you. You can't just sometimes come in there angry, like, I don't feel good, it's a level 9. Like, have some facts and know that you're serious. Just like you go into any other thing in your life. Seriously, this is important too.
Yeah, definitely. Even like I know they tell us not to Google things, but I will Google.
Lord, not Googling.
Look, I will Google. I would ChatGPT, and a lot of times, like especially I've noticed with ChatGPT, like it's helping me like so-called self-diagnose. And the things are sometimes it can be true, like because I'll go back to the doctor and then I'll start like telling them, like you said, writing down your symptoms and things like that, and bringing your proof and information to them. And sometimes they're saying, oh, that's exactly what it is. So it's like sometimes when you start Googling and going to rabbit holes, you scare yourself like, oh my goodness, I have this, disease. I have all these things. But sometimes like if you just take a step back, do your research, tell yourself, okay, you know how you're feeling, things aren't right. And like we keep talking about advocating for yourself, just go to the doctor, explain what's going on, have your things written down, and, showcase, this is what I'm going through. I need help. And like I said before, you may have to switch doctors. If they're not listening to you, you stand up for yourself and you have to keep it moving. So.
And don't be afraid to ask for a second opinion. Not only switching doctors, but Ask questions.
Yeah.
Even if you want to email them later, ask more questions. This is your health, so
Yeah, this is your health. This is your life.
mm-hmm.
And you only have one life at the end of the day. So
yeah, and be on your friends too. We'll get into that a little later, but you know, we all have to be there for each other. Basic care should not be this hard.
Right.
We should have basic health care with healthcare professionals that are listening to you and your concerns. So if you don't feel like that is happening, reach out. This is why you talk to your friends. Maybe they have a primary care person that is great. We're not talking about it, so you don't know.
You don't know. That's right. Very true.
Okay. Grace is waiting in the waiting room. But let's talk about what happens when you do have someone that listens.
Okay.
You are getting the proper testing, but now you're a little scared. Like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is getting real. I'm getting these tests. I'm waiting for the results. That can be scary. And that sometimes will stop people from going to the doctor.
That's true.
It's not always that the doctor is not listening, you know, but sometimes your fear.
It's fear, it's anxiety, it's self-sabotaging. Yeah, like I think like with me, I was going in for like a whole nother like situation, and I started feeling like a lump, and I just told the doctor because he was a gynecologist anyway, and I was like, okay, even though I'm going in for this situation, something doesn't feel right in this area. And he was like, okay, let's set up an appointment. It's surgery time or, you know, the procedure time right now, but let's set up an appointment. Set up the appointment, everything. And I started going through the process of doing biopsies and MRIs and mammograms and all these different things. And then you're looking at the bills like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to have to deal with this. And then going to the breast surgeon and things like that. There was no cancer, but it was benign. But still, I need to get things removed, right? And the doctor was like, look, you know, let's get it done. And I'm like, well, can't I just wait until next year? And he was like, no, like, let's just get it out the way. Get it out the way. You already met your deductible. And let's not wait because you never know. He's saying right now, it does not look like cancer, but he said it could be a 2 to 3% chance. So let's not wait for something to fester and it to be something. Let's get it out the way and check it and biopsy it and let's move forward. So I said, okay, let's go for it. So soon I will be going through that. But at this point, it's nothing crazy. It's just an outpatient procedure. And let's do it. But I can feel like the anxiety, like, oh my gosh, like, is it going to be something? Then it's running in my mind, like, oh my goodness, something's happening. But I just got to, you know, pray about it and just keep reassuring myself that it's nothing crazy. It should just be a simple surgery, like he says, but let's just get it out the way. Yeah, and just imagine if you didn't get it out the way. Right. You're going to go for another year of having that anxiety, them thoughts, and stress. Y'all say stress is a silent, we don't say that, but you don't want to stress yourself out for another year thinking about what this could be, and then that could make it turn into whatever, or get like a more serious surgery. It might not be something else, but more extensive. Yeah. So it is important just to go and bite the bullet and get it done. Get it done. Like I know, like I keep bringing up bills, but I'd rather pay them bills and then go into collections if that ever happens, than to be getting sick and then other things can happen. So yeah. So even if you're not able to do all the testing at once, just do what you can. Like just how in terms about our mental health. I did what I could today, and we'll keep going. But at least I did what I did today, and we'll move on. Yeah. If you got 4 tests, you might have to do one. Wait for the next one. Like you might have to break it up like that. Yeah. We're not going to say years, but you know you might not have to get all the testing in the same week if you know you can't afford it. There are a lot of payment plans and things, second opinions. Sometimes it'll be cheaper somewhere else. You just have to, figure it out. Easier said than done, though. It's a lot. That's a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot. We understand. But that's what we're talking about it today. It's stuff that we don't talk about. We have to eventually discuss. Yeah. No, that's real. That's very true. Organizations out there, like right now, like for my job, we have every year the Employees Giving Campaign. And I decided to give back because of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Decided to give back to an organization called Any Shades of Pink Breast Cancer Foundation. So I'll put the link in our description and everything. But, think about that. Think about doing research on a breast cancer foundation and, just giving back or even having conversations with friends, family that are going through it. And what can you do? I know there's different walks going on, there's different activities and events going on when it comes to breast cancer awareness. I know, like, within our organization, when we were in college, like every year we would
we did the walk.
The breast cancer awareness walk and have different events and programs and things like that. So definitely get involved and advocate because it affects all of us some way, somehow, even if it's not us. So that would definitely help.
Yeah. Even if you're supporting your friends or whatever, it's definitely something that we do need to talk about, which we're getting into since we're keeping it real.
Okay.
We need to learn how to keep it real with each other. We know definitely in the Black community, people don't need, it's like common to be like, they don't need to know all your business.
Right.
Don't
It's
share
taboo.
your business. It's taboo. It definitely is. But we're here to break that a little bit.
Yeah.
Break them generational Can I talk? Break those generational curses and taboo conversations as well. Because we don't talk about our health, privacy, fear, whatever the case may be. We need to start talking about those things abnormal. Pap smears, mammograms, whatever. These can be conversations. If you want to talk about like your man problems, what we drinking tonight, why can't we share these other things? These other things, that sometimes are a lot more important to be discussing.
Yeah, I know, like with you and me, I feel like we've always like, even if it's like cringe stuff, like we talk, we ain't gonna get all into
it from the beginning. We've been, I think me and Miko have talked about more cringe stuff. This is early on, even in our friendship. Now we kind of already discussed all that,
right?
So we know, but we had no hands on, like no filter. Right? That's what I'm
like. You know everything. Well, I mean,
it was together. No filter. I'm telling you, there'd be pictures sent and everything.
Oh gosh! But look, I mean, I think that's just our friendship or whatever. Like, it may be strange to y'all, but look, that's just our friendship. So, like with us, there's really like I said, no hands off things. We tell each other basically everything and stuff like that or whatever. Like even like with I had medical issues. Like she told me about a doctor. Now I put it off a good year or so. But I'm like, you know what? It's time or whatever. She gave me information. Now that's my gynecologist too and everything. And I got certain things taken care of or whatever. So yeah, having those conversations with your friends, your girlfriends, your family members and things like that, having those conversations, I think is great because you don't know. I didn't know we were having similar, situations going on. Like we didn't know that until we started talking about it, having those conversations. And I know sometimes you don't want to tell your business. We understand certain things you can keep to yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you don't know that your friend or family are like suffering in silence.
Right.
So I think it's a great idea just to have like with your comfortability level, like having those conversations or whatever. Like you said, we could talk about girlfriend, boyfriend, this friend, that friend. But when it comes to our health, you're silent. And, I think those conversations, especially as adults, I think are healthy.
Because you don't know who could have a doctor recommendation, who can be a resource, not only with you, but I had other friends who were experiencing things and their doctor was saying no, not listening to them. I said, check out this person. They went, got the surgery, got it taken care of. I think it was in the same month. And she was like, I've been trying to get this done for years. And just even talking to me about it for a minute, I didn't give her somebody. And now, so it's just crazy. We really do need to be talking to each other more about those type of things, especially as women. Men, they don't really be. That's really what we need to work on because the men don't be going and don't be talking about it.
And it's like we gotta advocate for our brothers too.
We do.
We gotta get them in the doctors too. We know our history. We know what they have done, and that people are scared to go to the doctors. But yeah, we gotta push them through. Not just us, but we gotta get our brothers into the doctor as well.
Yeah.
So
that's a whole nother
episode, y'all. We can't even tackle that today. So
yes. HIPAA protects, your info from the doctors, not your friends.
Right.
So we need to share things with each other.
Yes.
I think we have a game.
Okay.
The game is called Auntie Mirror. So basically each question is going to be like a mini mirror. We're going to share our answers honestly.
Okay.
So the first one is, when was the last time you put your health over your hustle?
I think this year.
Really? Okay.
I think this year, definitely when it comes to my health, like, and that's why there's all these bills coming in. I've been putting, I think within the last 2 years, let me say that. The last 2 years, I feel like I've been putting my health first when it comes to, my weight, when it comes to like different other medical issues and stuff like that. I've been trying to put myself first. And then, yeah, other stuff is secondary, but it's like we're getting older, different things are changing and everything, and life happens. So, yeah, I think the last few years has been it for me. What about you?
I would say when I turned 30, it really started. Mm-hmm. But I will say I've always been the person where I listen to my body very well, and I'll pick up something. Mm-hmm. And once I feel a little something, whatever, mm-hmm. I'm right in the doctor, which sometimes can be bad. But I ain't never been scared to go. I will go. I feel one little back of my throat, and I'm like, I gotta go. What's going on? Yes. So I've always been like that. But I would definitely say in my 30s, I've really tried to take more care of my body, not only my mind, not only my body. So yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. So the next one is, what's something you used to ignore in your body that you pay attention to now?
Definitely my bladder. Me being real.
Oh, okay, we being real.
My bladder, I was for a good almost 10 years, I was having like painful, like my bladder was in pain. Like it would just be horrible. Like if I didn't like go to the washroom, yes, TMI or whatever, like
taboo,
right? Look, we being real, right? Like I would have this pain, and I would constantly go to the washroom like 20 sometimes a day. Mm-hmm. And I remember I asked somebody, it was like, maybe 4 or 5 times a day. They said they would go, and I'm like, right. Oh. Like,
is this not normal? I'm going too
right.
much.
I've been doing it, and then it started getting worse during the pandemic, probably because of anxiety. Like I would start going to the washroom like 10 times a night. So my sleep pattern, a lot. My sleep pattern, and people were like, "Oh, I can go through the whole night without using the washroom, or go maybe once." Where my sleep pattern is off, then I'm feeling depressed, and I'm feeling like, what is it called, brain fog, and all, because it was just like, what is wrong with me? Like, what's going on? But then that's when Robin told me about her doctor and everything. And then we started, getting the ball rolling with my health. So yeah, that's something where it's like, I was putting it off for years and just living life because nothing else was really happening. It was just I had painful bladder.
Yeah. Just sometimes when you have pain, you're living with it so long that you think it's normal.
It's going to be
That's
normal.
Crazy if you're saying 10 times a night. That's a lot. Until you reach out and be like, well, how many times are y'all going?
Right.
Even something as simple as like using the restroom, but that gave you the clue, like, all right, this ain't normal.
This ain't normal. Something wrong.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would say for me, it would be my moles, like going to the dermatologist. Mm-hmm. I have, it started with my mom. She has moles. Okay. And I didn't get them until I turned 30. So then they start coming all over. So now I'm starting to go to the dermatologist. I make sure I get them checked, screening for cancer and those things. So that's something that I used to ignore, but now I pay attention to, especially in my older age. If they start feeling funny or irritating me, I go get them checked out, or removed or whatever I need to do.
Okay, because I feel like since I see a couple of them, but it's not like how you're saying. Mm-hmm. Like I see a couple, I'm like, where are they coming from? Like one day they weren't there. The next day they just pop out of nowhere. So I'm like, okay, so, but nothing has been like, nothing funny or anything. But I do notice getting older, I'm starting to see a couple more like moles and everything like that. So,
I have one that's irritating right now, so I'm making an appointment and I'm gonna go get it tested and chopped off.
Oh God. Okay, well look.
When was the time you felt unheard, and how did you advocate for yourself?
Unheard. I feel like throughout the 10 years, I was kept going to love my primary care doctor, but I was going to him, just telling him throughout these years, okay, bladder. Mm-hmm. He would send me to different like specialists and stuff like that, but he was like, Miko, I don't know what else to do. And I'm looking like, okay, you know what?
Anybody, you need to know.
I'm looking like, well, you know what? And that's why I talked to her, but I was like, and I know this is the same example, but this is where I had to be like, you know what? I'm just going to have to take care of myself. Because nothing is happening. and I'm telling the same story every time I go in, like twice, 2 to 3 times a year. I'll probably go in and get checked up and stuff. But I'm telling the same story. Nothing has changed. So I'm just going to have to take it into my own hands and, go into a different direction. So yeah. That's the time.
I would say definitely it was a primary care doctor. I've since switched.
Okay.
And I started going to her because she was a Black woman. And, they said, well, try to go to you.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, she wasn't listening. She wasn't listening at all. I had went in for some chest pain I was experiencing for too long.
Mm-hmm.
And she just was telling me, no, it's only stress. And then what really was the kicker when she was like, you keep coming in about this, but it's not, it's only stress. And honestly, if it was something more, you would have been, what did she say? I think she said you would have passed out by now, or you would have fell out by now, or something like that. It was something to that effect. I don't remember the exact phrase. I think she said you would have passed out by now, been on the floor, cold out by now, or fell out by now. Whatever she said, I was like, that's your reasoning that it couldn't be that because I'd be on the floor passed out. Okay, it's time for a new person. And after that appointment, I went to find somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't make sense. Like, I had a friend one time tell me, Miko, I think it's all in your head. No.
Yeah.
And sometimes doctors will do that too. Like, oh, it's all in your head. You're really not feeling this pain. And then you start feeling gaslit because it's like your friend or your doctor is telling, but it's something wrong. So then that's why, like I just said, you have to take it into your own hands or whatever. But yeah, I'm thinking like, oh, a friend is telling me it's all in my head or whatever, and I've been telling them this stuff for years.
Yeah, you just need to obviously you listen to your body. You know when something's
something's
off.
wrong.
And yes, stress can cause different side effects, but you also get more stress not knowing what the hell going on. So it could be a combination of two. It doesn't mean that's only it. So yeah, that's when I felt on her, and I was like, lady, I'm out of here. I would have fell out by now. All right.
Oh no.
Well, I'll be out of here.
Okay.
How about that? What's the one friend that checks you when you start slipping on your self-care? On your self-care? Oh, if you just look, girl, you looking tired and a mess every time I see you. We gonna need to talk.
I feel like we would be those friends. Like, I mean, I don't know if I ever seen you just
self-care.
Yeah, I don't know about self. I mean, but I know like we're gonna check in and make sure we're good. And if you're feeling down, if we're crying and stuff, we're going to check in and make sure we're good and stuff with each other. But I don't know about like, just like, I don't think I ever seen Robin just looking just a mess.
But if you did, I probably would say something.
Yeah,
like, are you all right?
Right, are you good, girl? Yeah, we gonna be the friends like, is everything okay? Like, let me pull you to the side. Like, we'll be those friends to each other. Yeah.
I would say, I would agree. And then, what's your soft life boundary when it comes to burnout? Soft life boundary when it comes to burnout. Well, we talked about this last episode, Miko, and I don't know if you got that boundary set up because you 11 o'clock at night typing.
It ain't set up yet. we gonna get it together. See, the thing is, y'all need to be looking at the last episode to see what we talking about. Because if you didn't, then we got a problem. But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I'm gonna get that together. I'm gonna get that boundary set up and together. Okay.
I would say when it feels like I'm feeling uncomfortable, or I feel like there's something in my chest, like I'm really, I don't feel like doing this. I can't do this. Then it's just time to say no, because I'm not going to come into it, whatever I'm doing, with the greatest mindset. So I might as well not be there. You find somebody else who's
to do it.
Really wanting to do it, who's energetic and feeling excited about whatever opportunity or whatever it is. They're probably a better match.
Yeah. That's true. There's nothing wrong with saying no. We're always not in our best.
Right.
And if we're not at our best, I don't want to ruin something for anybody or, just do half-ass the job and stuff. So it's okay to be like, no, because I'd rather just let you down in the very beginning. You might be a little bit upset, then ruin something big for you, at the end or whatever. So,
and I can always support from the sidelines. Yeah. Something that I like. Hey, I can't do this, but I can send you some resources, some people that's good. What I usually do, whatever. I just can't do
fully commit. Yeah, that's okay.
What does giving yourself grace actually look like for you? Oh, that's because we always talk about give yourself grace, grace. But what does that look like?
I don't know. I don't know if I give myself grace.
Are we talking about it?
I know. Like I want to give myself. It's just.
I would say I recently didn't advocate. I think we talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
I recently didn't advocate for myself. I didn't feel like I didn't advocate for myself to the best of my ability in my last appointment. And I felt down about it. But then I had to kind of like, okay, I'm not going to beat myself up. Let's look at the facts. In the moment, I felt this way. And I tried to like calm myself down. We're not going to keep replaying it in our head. And I'm just going to let that go. Maybe that's a little of giving myself grace. Like, because honestly, I would sit there and still be thinking about it to this day. Like, what could I have done? Let me do some research. And I was just like, Robin, you did what you could in that moment with the information you had and the people that was playing in your face. But
yeah, I had to think about that because I'm very hard on myself.
Mm-hmm. We're our worst critics.
Yeah, we're our worst critic. I'm always hard. So I need to give people have told me that, Miko, give yourself some grace with just different things in life or whatever. Right. So just forgive yourself for things too. So.
And that one's even harder. Forgiving yourself. Those kind of go hand in hand.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, forgiving yourself, give yourself grace, yeah.
It might be attached. Like, how are you able to give yourself grace if you haven't forgiven yourself?
Yes.
I think you need to do both.
You have to do both. You got to heal. It's like a healing process too.
Because there's no way I'm going to be able to give myself grace and I'm still like, oh, you're still in that, You're not going to be able to do it.
No. That's true.
So it starts with forgiving yourself. It's all hand in hand.
Ooh, that's a whole nother episode.
That's a whole nother episode.
We get to that later on, y'all.
Woo.
I ain't there yet.
What's your relationship with vulnerability? Do you let people in when you're scared?
I think with friendship, you and I are vulnerable with each other. I think like maybe dating or like trying to like get into relationships and things like that, it's harder for me to be vulnerable because I haven't forgiven myself from other previous things. And you can't bring past things. You're not supposed to bring past things, but we all do it into new like relationships and stuff. So I feel like now I'm becoming more vulnerable. Okay. I'm trying my best to be more vulnerable. So we'll see. So I'm trying. That's where I got to forgive myself, give myself some grace. So I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress.
Yeah. I might be too vulnerable. I mean, put a little guard up because sometimes that's how I be getting hurt all the time. Like, you're giving that person too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my relationship with vulnerability is I have no boundaries with being vulnerable. Mm-hmm. I need to put some up because not everybody deserves that part. So I need to work on that.
Yeah. That's like there's only certain like with all my girl, I don't tell everybody everything. There's only specific people, nothing against anybody. It's just only certain people that I trust my heart or trust, just information with or whatever. And I'm not saying anybody's bad. It's just that I know who different people are, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So I'm being vulnerable with certain people, or like I said, we tell each other everything or whatever, and we can be vulnerable or whatever, and I feel like it's a safe space, and that's what this is all about. We're in a safe space,
but we're saying open up more about health.
Yeah.
So you have to be a little more vulnerable with the people that you really wouldn't maybe sometimes talk to, because you probably know all my resources now. So you.
That's true. I didn't think about
That's what we telling them to do.
We said, how we gonna tell you? But then I ain't. That's right. That's right. You right, Robin. Okay. So let me get myself together. Let me get myself. We all are working progress.
Q4.
Right. Q4. And
add that to the list.
Add that to the list.
And go back to the episode and watch it.
Right.
Because you ain't got your list. You're supposed to be writing it down.
Okay. And if you don't know what we talking about, that's a problem. Go back to the last episode. So that's all I'm gonna say.
All right. Well, that's the end of the game.
Okay.
So our takeaway would be to check on yourself, check on your friends, check on your girls.
Yes.
These girls.
Okay. No, for real, because we deserve answers. We deserve care. Like, we deserve to be vulnerable and everything. The number one thing is yourself, advocating for yourself, talking to your girlfriends. Just talk even to your significant other. Right. About, what are you going through too? You don't want to bottle stuff up and things like that. So just always speaking up, just any situation. So, like I said, we're talking about Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it's just not a month. I think it's just life.
Right.
It's just not October. It's just your life that you have to save. So
yes, we don't just only want to wear pink this month and and not really be out here doing the work.
Doing the work. Because we're, like I said earlier, we're all going through it, some way or form. Our sisters, our brothers, our aunties, our uncles, your relatives, your cousins, friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, speaking up and just saying something and telling them get to the doctor, that can really help and save a life.
Focus on your physical health as well. We're really about mental health. That is like a big buzzword, especially in social media. But you have to look out for your physical health too. That's also important. They go hand in hand. So make sure you're doing those things as well. And we'll see you next episode.
All right. How I Met Your Auntie.
Bye.
Bye.
We can become whatever we want. All we need is loving you. That's the way the feelings should be.